Alright gang, welcome back to our luxury tax challenge here on Mecklenburg. It is still November. We are going to start off today by getting all this grass taken care of. Now we are going to make a couple of, well, I say a couple, it's probably more than a couple. We are going to make some silage bales out of these. But for a couple of these, we absolutely are going to take these to the BGA that we put down recently. That BGA can only accept so much, as you clearly saw there with the straw bales, right? So, in the interest of us making a little bit more money, I'm going to say that, yeah, we'll definitely be taking some of it to the BGA to try to produce a little bit more money for us. But more times than not, a lot of this is still going to be wrapped, I think. Because that's going to produce us a little bit more money quickly. Whereas the BGA might produce us more money in the long run, but it's going to take a lot longer to get there. So, anyway, we'll see how it goes. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. For the most part, when you skipped through the months on that BGA, though, it did seem like it did chew through quite a bit. Because there wasn't that many straw bales left after we moved to November. But still, nonetheless, it's probably going to be a situation where a lot of what we're going to be doing is wrapping them still. But you never know, right? You never know. There's the first three that I've dropped out right there, so that's nice. A lot of people have been providing input and insight into the precision farming here for me, which I'm very, very thankful for. I've mentioned before, I've utilized it in the past in FS22, but not as much as I would like to admit. So all the info that you've been providing and the knowledge you've been providing down below in the comments has been very, very well. It's been very welcomed, I guess is how I'll put it. So I appreciate that. I've mentioned it many times. I am not perfect at precision farming. Certainly am not. Kind of learning as I go here. I've done it in the past, as mentioned, but for only probably, I don't know, maybe a couple of different maps I did it on, and it was before I even started recording, so I certainly could have been doing things incorrectly then as well. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is I appreciate it, and thank you very much. It's helping me big time, so keep that coming. What we might end up doing, the more I think about this, I said we were going to wrap some of these, but we might end up doing... What we might end up doing is only wrap whenever we know we're going to be doing, multiple episodes. Actually, I don't even know. I don't know. I think I need to test the BGA out a little bit more than I have, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. Because if we recall, right, in the last episode, we skipped to November. When we skipped to November, most of the straw had been removed that was sitting outside, right? Most of it had already been processed through. So I think it might just be kind of an overnight thing. There's obviously still straw sitting in there, and it's still going through it. But maybe it would be okay for us just to leave it all there. Maybe it would be okay for us to put all of the grass in the BGA. I mean, in the long run, it's going to make us more money, right? Because you're going to get digestate out of it as well as silage. Now the digestate, you're not making a ton of money off that digestate, but it's something. A little bit's better than none, right? So I don't know. Perhaps we need to reconsider that statement that I already made here at the beginning of this episode. But we'll figure it out, I guess, as we move it along anyway. Now, we do have a bunch, I'm sure you saw it, I'll pull it up here again in just a second once I get turned around here, but I'm sure you saw it. We do have a bunch of digestate and silage in there at current. I was doing a little research trying to find something to utilize for the digestate. If you remember, if you've been around for a long time, the very first series I ever did, which was the 200 horsepower challenge by my friend Crustu, I had utilized some of the digestate from the BGA to turn that into solid fertilizer. Now, we have plenty of solid fertilizer right now. That's a given. But I do think that is a good approach to utilize that digestate for in the future, because we will run out of that solid fertilizer that I bought. I did buy a lot, but we will run out of it. In the future, right, it'll be good to have that because we could utilize that to supply our solid fertilizer needs, which saves us money. We also could just sell the solid fertilizer as well, which will produce a good chunk of change as well, right? So there's a couple options there. But I was looking at ModHub trying to find one. I really don't think there's much out there yet in regard to what I just said. There might be something, but at the time of the recording, I didn't see a whole lot. There was something like small, but I don't think it was going to work. Maybe I should install it just to give it a shot, try it out. But it just, to me, didn't seem like it was going to do what I was, kind of wanting it to do. So we'll see, right? But that's kind of what I was hoping to do with the digestate, because if I just go sell the digestate outright, we're not making a ton of money off that. So I would prefer to utilize the digestate to turn it into something else, which in the long run is going to either save us money or make us more money, right? So I guess we'll see as we move along. Last night was my poker league. I've talked about that a number of times, that I play in a poker league every week. And I didn't do too bad. I didn't do as good as I want. I made one mistake. I think there was only 5 tables last night, which is a little bit less than normal. Normally we have about 6 tables of 9 or 8. I think there was only 5. 5 tables of 9, though. But I made one mistake kind of at the end. There was 2 tables remaining, so we were getting close to going to the final table. I think they needed to remove like 2, maybe 3 more people to get to the final table. I made one mistake. I called a guy who didn't have much chips at all. I didn't really have a great hand, but I was getting such good odds that I figured I had to do it, and I really shouldn't. After I went back and thought about it a little more, I probably shouldn't have called it. But anyway, I made that one mistake. Then I had a bad beat right after that and got knocked out. But I still got a decent amount of points yesterday, so I was pretty happy with that. Right, I'm still in the top. Well, I think I'm 11th now overall in points. Out of I don't know. I don't remember exactly how many people have played, but it's a lot. It's like 100 and something people, so I'll take it. Wasn't a bad showing. And it keeps me up there in that top 15, which is good, right? That top 15 is guaranteed to get paid out a certain amount of money at the end of the season. I think it's like 11 to 15 is like $100 or something, which I'm not complaining about by any means, but obviously it goes up higher from there. I'm pretty sure first place is like $500 or something. First place in points before the final tournament. So it'd be nice to have that, right? It'd be nice to have that. So let's see. We'll hope and pray, and we'll see how it goes. So we're almost done here. We've got a couple more passes to do. Let's get back into a little bit of farming talk instead of get out of poker talk and everything else. But we're almost done. So a few more passes, and this is all going to be taken care of. What we'll probably end up doing is probably a little bit different than what you might think. And what I mean by that is I'm probably going to go... Oh, we missed a little bit there. I'm going to come back and get that. We're probably going to go the approach of selling some of the silage that we have, utilize our trailer to go sell some of that silage and make some money, and then maybe potentially buy one of these auto-load trailers that we had used in the past to help with these bales, right? We made that modification a couple episodes ago, saying we're going to allow, for bale purposes alone, auto-load, because we're going to be making so many bales. But pallets and things like that, we still have to... not use auto load. We are allowed to just sell it directly, which is what we're doing with those greenhouses. But from a pallet perspective, when we spawn those, because we will start spawning those, we're not going to allow that. Okay, let's see. You know what? We should get this and then head down there. Let's get this. So my wife and I are getting ready to head down to Orlando here in about, I don't know, it's a little over a week, I guess, from the time of this recording, a little over a week. Just nothing crazy, just for a long weekend. It's a trip that we had planned for, I don't know, at least a year, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to go down and check out the new Universal Epic Universe Park, which I've heard some pretty good things about. So, my wife is a massive Disney fan. She loves going to Disney. I don't like going to Disney. I like Universal. Reason I like Universal is because I'm a big, massive fan of Universal Monsters, the original. So I'm talking like the Mummy, Werewolf, Frankenstein, Dracula, that kind of stuff. And this new park evidently has a whole land themed to those old school Universal monsters. I'm very, very excited about that. So it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. But yeah, we had planned that trip eons ago. We saved up for it because we knew it was coming. We saved up for it. So we're excited about it. It'd be a nice little quick weekend break from the work log. When I say the work log, I'm not talking about this. This is just for fun. My actual job log. My actual job is extremely. I don't want sympathy. That's not what this is for. I'm just letting you know. My normal job is extremely stressful. So anytime I get a chance to take a break, whether it's a long weekend like this or anything else, I absolutely 100% will do it. So I'm happy about that, man. This has been planned for a while, so shouldn't be any kind of delay to any of you. I will definitely have enough videos out. It's on, like I said, it's just a 3-day weekend. It's nothing crazy. We're not going for very long. So you won't have to worry about, me not having enough videos or anything like that. They will be here. They will be here. Okay. So let's go ahead. What? Whoa. Okay, can you unload that now, please? Okay, why is it not unloading now? What am I doing here? Why is it not letting me unload this? What am I doing here? It won't let me fold it. It won't let me unload it. It won't even let me unload this thing. I don't know what's going on here. It's not letting me unload all of the bales out of this thing. I don't know if it's glitched or if I'm doing something wrong here. I swear I had this issue last time, but I figured it out after I just had to, I don't think it's going to let me pick them up. No. Uh-oh. It's like it shot one out, and I think it, like, glitched. If you saw there's one over there by itself, I think it, like, glitched. I think it was supposed to be unloading it onto here, and that's why it's not allowing it to unload, I think. I'm going to have a hard time getting this back into our area, I think. I'm going to have to try to go straight here. And I don't even think if I go over where the BGA is, I don't even think it's going to take it off here. I don't even think it's going to allow it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Can I get through here? Can I squeeze through here? Only just. Only just. I don't think this is going to work. This is a first. I wonder if anybody else has run into this before. I would think somebody would had to have run into this before. Well, while we're trying to figure this out, we can also put lime down on this field, which I think we're going to do that today as well. Probably not a whole lot for the park today, more than likely, unless we decide to buy something like that trailer I talked about. Nope, it's not going to accept it. Man. Nope, not music, not the music. it's not gonna let me do it here, gang. I don't know. That is bizarre. Somebody in the comments, let me know down below if you've run into this before and if you figured out a way to fix it. Let me know. That's a first for me. Although, admittedly, as I said, I haven't really utilized this piece of equipment very often. That's why I wanted to use it. I really wanted to utilize it. Well, the good thing is we have plenty of yard at current, right? We haven't really expanded a whole lot, so it can sit there perfectly fine without any major issues. Now, I did see somebody in the comments. I still have to get to some of the comments. I haven't had a chance to get through all of them. I've been trying to go back and get them when I can, gang, but I've been kind of focusing a little bit more on just getting videos done for you right now. But I still have a few to get back to. But I did see a comment that popped up that somebody was saying, they were saying, well, why don't you just roll the grass field because that would save you money for the fertilizing, and you're right, it would. But I also saw somebody else say that if you do that with precision farming, it actually doesn't work. You won't gain anything with rolling with precision farming on a grass. So I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't tested that out myself, but yeah, so something I didn't really think about. But yeah, I guess maybe potentially the roller won't really work with precision farming on because it doesn't really realize that you're putting down any kind of layer of fertilizer with the roller, right? And I mean, I guess I kind of get it to an extent, right? Shut the beacons on. I don't know what I'm doing here. I need to turn off that menu too. I don't like the menu on. I've said that many times in the past. Okay, quick autosave. Of course, it would always do an autosave when we're in the process of doing something, wouldn't it? Always does. So we're head up here to the shop. We're going to look and see how much that trailer is, or one of the trailers is, for an auto load. I want to see what it is. More than likely, we don't have enough money right now. If we do have enough money right now, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. If we don't, we're going to jump into the Iseki, the other tractor we have, and get some of that silage out, like I mentioned, of the BGA, and then go sell that and hopefully get enough to be able to buy that trailer now up here. So let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Trailers. 17. Yeah, we're not quite there. Now we could buy this one. It's much smaller though, and it does not have an auto load? No, it doesn't have an auto load. So, this is the one I was kind of leaning towards going. I know I've utilized this in the past, as I've mentioned before, but it's very inexpensive, and it has the auto load feature to it, right? So, well, I mean, it is expensive, but all things considered, it's not that expensive. So, we don't have quite enough, so let's jump into the Iseki here, and then we're going to get some of that silage, and we'll go sell it. Now, I don't know where the best place is to sell the silage right now. So we're going to have to figure that out as well. Alright, so let's grab this silage out of here. Boom, tons and tons of silage. So while that's happening, let's see if we can figure out where we're going to go and take this silage to sell it. Spelt is not good to sell right now anyway. We got to wait till January for that. And there's the silage. I'm still asking Giants to please put the option for us to star and favorite things so that at the top, please, please, please. Let's see. We want to go to... Well, I guess this one's more, the bale sale. It's further away, but it is more. It's not a ton more, but... Where is that at? Okay, over here. Over by our windmills that we saw. Okay, that shouldn't be bad. We know how to get there. But yes, please, Giants, if you somehow stumble across this video, please allow us, at least console players, because it's more difficult for us to scroll up and down, the ability to favorite things or star things, so that way they're at the top of the screen. It's much easier, right? If we're only utilizing 4, 5, 6, 10 things even, if they're all at the top, it's easy for me to find them. I don't have to sit there and scroll back and forth for an hour to find them, right? So please, Giants, please, 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 please make that update. It cannot be that difficult to do that. All right, well, that's all done. I probably picked the wrong tractors. I really probably should utilize this this one for the silage selling, but that's all right. It's too late now. So what we're going to do, I've made my decision. I kind of was wishy-washy there at the beginning of the episode, and I apologize for that, for some of those. But I think I've made the decision. I think we're going to put them all in here. I think it makes the most sense. I really do. Just think overall it's the best approach for us. So grass silage, we'll turn that on to storing. Boom, it's already underway. So now we're going to be making a ton of silage and digestate. It actually has a pretty decent storage capacity there for that. So I think we'll roll with that. And then, you know, if it gets to a point where we need to, for whatever reason, I don't think we're going to, but if it gets to a point where we need to, you know, we can utilize our bale wrapper and wrap it at that point, right? So anyway, we did purchase this, so we are going to have to put, you know, this 10% of the $17,750 into the park today, so we will do that, but we're not going to do it just yet. What I would like to do now is put some lime down on this field here. Now, the lime is not cheap. It's going to require quite a bit. And that's, I think, the biggest problem we're going to have here, right? So we've got this big, massive field. And it's going to take a ton of lime, and we don't really have a ton of lime. We don't really have enough money for a ton of lime. So, based off of all of those statements right there, I think what we're going to do is we're going to sell another load of silage, which should hopefully get us there. Enough that we can at least buy all the lime that we require today, hopefully. We're going to probably go to a different sell point this time. The reason why I'm saying that is because they have kind of, you know, inched closer to each other. 365, and it's much closer. The biogas plant is much closer than where we just went to bale sales. So they've inched closer as we moved along here. So we'll put that one on. I don't remember where that is. Oh, this is the one where I couldn't figure out where it was, isn't it? It's supposed to be here, right? But, you know, I can't. It doesn't show up on the map. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to test it out. We're going to try it. So it says it's there. It says it's in the menu. So let's fill this thing up with some silage. Let's head over there. And if it doesn't allow us to sell it or drop it anywhere, then, well, we just wasted a little bit of gas, I guess. But we're going to give it a shot. We're going to test it out. Now, I probably put those bales in the worst spot possible because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the silage out of that pipe. I'm hoping I can get it kind of right here on the edge and not cause a whole lot of mayhem and still be able to get it, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, I'm going to have to either move those or scoot them, one of the two. Let's see if I can just push them back like that. It's not going to be the prettiest thing in the world, but as long as we can get the silage out of here, then it'll do, right? It'll do. Yeah, perfect. So that'll work. So we'll go ahead and fill this thing up, and then we'll take them over there and see what happens. Hopefully we'll be able to sell it, because then we hopefully will have enough to get lime. Now, we're probably going to have to do a bit of a couple trips here, potentially. Actually, we might not. If I use this tractor, I hook the flatbed trailer back up to this tractor, and I hook the fertilizer lime spreader to the front here on the 3-point hitch. I should be able to bring both with me. And then I can just kind of keep the trailer over to the side, wherever, somewhere here on the side, and that way we can just go and refill as we need to, right? That's probably the way we're going to have to go. Now, I don't really have a forklift or anything to get the bale, to get the bags up on the trailer, so hopefully the shop will do that for me, but if not, then yeah, that's not, it's really going to take away what I said we were going to do, right? Look at this entrance. This is a nice little entrance here, isn't it? A nice little entrance. I should have the beacons on again. Oh, maybe this isn't the entrance to it. Well, how the heck do I get in there? You're going to make me go all the way down here? I guess so. Now, I could obviously, one other option we have, but, you know, we're going to incur the loan and the fees and everything overnight. But one other option we have, okay, can I open this? Yes, I can. It's just very slow. One other option we have, I guess, is to wait and do the lime in December or January. I mean, I don't see any reason why we couldn't do it then. Because there could be some contracts out there for us to do today that could produce some money for us that might be more beneficial, right? I don't know. Guess what to think about that, what we want to do there. Okay, so let's see here if this is actually going to work here, or if we just wasted our time going this way. Okay, so it says there. Oh, it says it's going to take it, so let's find out. If we see the money start going up, then we're good. Yep, all right, we're good. For some reason, it just doesn't show up on the map, but it's there. It's definitely there. So $7,314 plus $256 for the environmental score reward. Not as much environmental score reward as I had hoped, but that's fine. It'll work. Yeah, it looks like they just make you go an eternity to get here for some reason instead of just having the entrance over there. They've got like a parking lot or something there with it fenced around, which is a little weird. Now, I wonder if I can go this way. Yeah, this is my land right here, so I can go this way instead of going all the way around like I did. I could go this way and get back to our yard much quicker. Technically, today is the best day to sell silage, so we probably should be selling all of the silage, if I'm honest with you. But I was kind of hoping to keep a little bit up. I mean, we've got more silage that we're going to be making, though, so I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to say I was hoping to keep some because there's probably going to be periods of time where we're going to need it, right? We're going to need the money. $14,552. That probably will be enough for the lime, I think. Lime's not outrageously expensive, so that'll probably be enough. But I'll tell you what, you've seen me do this a number of times, so I'm just going to go ahead and get everything set up here. I will head up to the shop, buy a bunch of lime, and I'll meet you back here in the field. Because, yeah, I think we're just going to do the lime today. I mean, I don't know contract-wise what's going to be out here. I would assume not a whole lot. There's actually more than I expected. There's some harvesting contracts. There's way more than I expected, actually. Maybe we don't, then. Maybe we don't. We've got a fertilizing contract here, which is really nice. We can utilize our own there and make a good chunk of change. So we've got plenty of fertilizer. You know what? Let's do that. Let's change it up. Let's change our plans. Change our plans here. We can do the lime in December and January when there's going to be a lot less to do anyway, right? So, whoop. That's not really what I wanted to do. Yeah, let's do the fertilizing. That's an easy, what? I say easy. That's a $15,000, which is definitely something that's going to be useful for us. Definitely. Let's do that. Now, I'm probably not going to need a full load here, but you know, we'll fill it up anyway. Okay, perfect. So let's head on over there. It's pretty far away, actually. Evidently, I still have this on, which is the reason why I was going to say I thought it was much further than that, but then I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so we need to go like we're going to the shop, basically. It's right across from the shop. Okay, so we need to turn around. Going the wrong way. All right, well, doing that big contract took a lot longer than I actually expected, and we're putting a lot of fertilizer down here on this area as well, but, you know, it was worth it, right? We're getting that nitrogen value up there in the green and the yellow-green where we want it to be at versus the red where it currently is, so it's definitely going to help. Took a little bit longer than I expected, as mentioned, so, yeah, we'll hold off on doing the lime for this episode. I know I said early on we were probably going to do the lime, and then I changed my mind. I do that sometimes, I apologize, but... we'll get it in the next episode or whenever, December, January, whenever it may be. We'll get it here before. We'll definitely get it on the ground over there on that big field to the right, where we had the oilseed radish. We'll get it over there, I assure you. We will get it on there at some point soon. We're nearly done with this grass field, though, which is good. Bit left to go, but not a ton by any means. There are definitely some spots there that are still like an orangish color, but it's significantly better, mostly on this field. It's almost entirely green or yellow-green. It is chewing through a lot of fertilizer, though, on this field. I'm going to be honest with you. It's chewing through a lot of fertilizer. I probably could go... I'm pretty sure I can, at least. I'm pretty sure I can go into, you know, the menu here and probably... I'll do a quick autosave and probably turn down how it's spraying. And if I had one of the other tools that actually knows, you know, what it actually needs, if I had that on the front of the tractor here, it would be probably significantly better, right? And what I mean by significantly better is I wouldn't have to be utilizing as much fertilizer, right? So... but I think a lot of this is just based off of, you know, the quality of the actual field itself and what kind of soil type it is, right? So if we go to soil types, yeah, so down here this is loam versus this is silty clay. So obviously silty clay is not as good as loam is. So that's the reason why there's that darker green, and then this is like a lighter green here. But yeah. It's still in a much better spot than it has been in the past. You can look up there in the top left corner of the mineral fertilization application. You can see that plain as day. But what I was trying to get at is if I go into here, I probably have a way that I can change change the application rate. Yeah. I can deactivate the automatic application rate, right? So... it's just trying to do whatever's best is all it's trying to do, right? It's just trying to add as much down as possible to make it in the best quality that it can be. Waste a little bit more money than you probably have to in certain portions doing that way, but it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. Okay, so this is all done. I'm going to go ahead and unload this, and we've cleaned this area. Well, I say cleaned. We haven't cleaned it up, but it looks much cleaner than it was because of how much fertilizer we did have in comparison to now. So that's a good thing, right? So we'll go ahead and turn in the contract here and make that money, which is that's good money, right? There's another fertilizing contract, actually. That was right next to where we were. I should have looked at that and probably did that one too, but that's all right. We're getting up there already in the episode timeline anyway, or overall time in the episode anyway. So let's leave it there for right now. Okay, so that is all done. So the final thing really for us to do today is we have to spend $1,775 here on the park. Now, we've been lately putting down these curbs, right? And I really like them. It seems like everyone else is liking those as well. We're not anywhere near done here, right? We've got a lot more work to do here. I think I'm going to continue with the curb approach right now. I know that's not that exciting for you to watch, but I think I'm going to continue the curb. I think I'm going to get the curb stuff all outlined first. That way we kind of have an idea of where everything else is going to go, right? I mean, perhaps we even made the parking lot here just a little bit too big even, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think this is realistic, right? Coming in this way. Maybe we didn't need to go as far this way as we did, right? Maybe we could have stopped it right here at this tree. But that's okay. That's all right. We're going to put in an ice cream parlor at some point anyway, right? And that ice cream parlor is going to probably, well, you would think at least, produce a lot of traffic. So it'd probably be good to have it. So let's carry on here. So we need to pay 1,700. I got to kind of figure out where I want to put the middle section. When I say the middle section, I'm talking about this right here, where it kind of drops down. So you have a bit of a walking path, right? I kind of think maybe right in the middle, but it's going to be kind of hard for me to figure out where the exact middle is of this. I don't know where the exact middle would be on this. Let's just say there. That's 1,116 for that. Here we go. I want the bigger one. That's a lot more expensive actually for the bigger one. Maybe we just do the small one. I don't know. I really want the big one there. If we're gonna put it in the middle, I want the big one. Well, this is more than we had to spend. All right. We'll leave it. There's more than we had to spend there, and maybe we even want to put down a second one. Who knows? But I'm okay with that. I think that's good. I think that's a good spot to have an entry point. We've got our 2 entry points over here, which is where the path is going to be, the walking path. I wanted an entry point there though as well, because we're going to put, like I said, maybe some soccer fields or tennis courts or basketball courts or whatever it is. We're going to put something here in this vicinity, so it'd be good to have one of those there as well. Perhaps we even put one down there too, and then we're definitely going to have one over here as well. But anyway, we made some progress, gang. We've got a little bit more money in the account now, which is always going to be a good thing for us. And yeah, the grass field's ready to go, and did a nice contract, and we're underway, gang. Things are going really well here. So we're going to leave the episode there. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. Link down below if you're interested in that. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button in case you have yet to do so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.